Listen to me. This might be the hardest truth you'll hear today, but it's the one that'll set you free. Stop telling people your problems. Yeah, I said it. You keep venting, hoping somebody's gonna save you. You keep unloading your stress, expecting somebody to understand you, to fix it for you. But let me ask you, has it helped? Has talking ever been the breakthrough, or was it action that changed your life? Let's be real, most people don't care, and the ones who do, they've got their own storm to survive. You've got to learn this principle. The world rewards solutions, not complaints. Nobody's handing out trophies for most stressed. You think successful people don't face problems? You think champions don't battle with pain, insecurity, fear, or betrayal? Of course they do. But here's the difference. They don't broadcast their struggle, they channel it into greatness. Look, I'm not saying you gotta bury your emotions. I'm saying you gotta stop wasting your pain. Don't let it spill out into empty conversations. Let it fuel your discipline, your grind, your next level. When you feel like quitting, remember who's watching. When you're tired, remember why you started. When life hits hard, don't complain, respond. Every second you spend explaining your pain is a second lost in your comeback. Let your results speak. Let your work be your answer. Let your transformation be your revenge. Don't tell people your problems. Show them your power. You can cry all you want. You can whine about how unfair life is. You can post about how you've been done wrong. You can even gather sympathy from people who will nod and tell you, yeah, life's hard. But I'm here to tell you the truth most people are too afraid to say to your face. None of that will change your situation. Complaining doesn't move the needle. Crying doesn't close the gap. Posting won't pay the bills. The world doesn't give you a gold medal for your pain. It pays in results. It rewards outcomes. It honors the people who take their problems and transform them into progress. You think success is about telling your story. No, it's about rewriting it. Everybody's got a sob story. Everybody's been through something. Everybody has a reason to quit, but only a few choose not to. Only a few get up after getting knocked down and say, this will not be the end of me. The ones who rise are the ones who understand that life doesn't hand out success to victims. It hands it out to victors. You want to win? Stop explaining why you're losing. Nobody's handing out opportunities based on how bad you've had it. This world doesn't stop spinning because you're hurting. Your responsibilities don't take a break because you're tired. The bills don't stop because you're emotionally drained. The dream doesn't pause because you're going through it. Life is cold like that. It's ruthless. It keeps going, with or without you, but you know what? That's also the beauty of it, because just as life doesn't stop for your pain, it also doesn't stop for your power. If you decide to push forward, if you decide to find a way instead of an excuse, life will make room for you. It will open doors. It will respect your hustle. It will reward your discipline, but only if you bring the solution. Only if you stop rehearsing the problem and start rehearsing your plan. There's no shortcut to success through sympathy. Sympathy doesn't build businesses. It doesn't fix marriages. It doesn't heal broken minds. It might feel good in the moment, but it doesn't last. What lasts is resilience. What lasts is character. What lasts is execution. You can sit in the corner and tell everybody how tough it's been, or you can look yourself in the mirror and say, no more talking. It's time to do something about it. The people who win in life aren't the ones who have never suffered. They're the ones who didn't let the suffering define them. They took the pain and turned it into power. They took the mess and turned it into momentum. They didn't ask for someone to rescue them. They became their own rescue plan. They didn't look for sympathy. They built strategies. You've got to understand that nobody's coming to save you, and honestly, that's a good thing, because once you realize you're all you've got, you'll find out you're all you need. The solution is inside you. It's always been. You just couldn't access it because you were too busy replaying your problems like a broken record. Stop it. The world's not tuning in to hear your complaints. It's waiting to see your comeback. Every time you complain, you hand over your power. You reinforce your helplessness. You dig deeper into the hole. But every time you take action, Even a small step, you reclaim that power. You shift the energy. You start climbing out of the pit instead of digging it deeper. Let me be crystal clear. I'm not saying you can't feel pain. I'm not saying you can't acknowledge the struggle. But what I'm telling you is, don't set up camp there. Don't build a home in the land of problems. Visit if you must, but live in the solution. Live in the mindset of what's next, not why me. You want to grow. Focus on what you can control. You want to rise. Ask better questions. Not why did this happen to me, but how can I learn from this? And not when will it end, but what can I do with what I've got right now? That shift in thinking will change your life. It'll unlock doors you didn't even know existed. It'll take you from powerless to powerful in a moment. Because the truth is, most people don't care about your problems. They've got their own. Even the people who love you, they can only carry so much. And strangers, they're not tuned in to help you cope. They're tuned in to see what you've built from what broke you. That's the show they came for, not the tragedy, the transformation. So you've got two choices. You can stay in that place, retelling your pain, hoping someone will understand, or you can rise up and rewrite the narrative. You can take ownership of your story and flip the script. You can become the one who turned the storm into strength. The one who used the pressure to produce diamonds. The one who didn't get bitter. They got better. You were not made to sit in defeat. You were not born to drown in your problems. You were born to overcome. To find a way when others quit. To push through when others give up. But that only happens when you stop fixating on the issue and start focusing on the initiative, on the solution, on the move that changes everything. So the next time you feel like unloading your pain on the world, pause, take that energy and put it into progress. Build, train, learn, hustle, pray, move. Don't waste another breath explaining why life is hard. Bend that breath declaring that you're harder, that you're tougher, that nothing thrown at you will keep you down. Because at the end of the day, when the dust settles, it's not the loudest complaint that wins. It's the quietest grind, the one who kept showing up. The one who found a way, the one who said, I didn't come this far to stop now. Remember, the world doesn't reward your problems. The world rewards your progress. Show up, stand up, level up. Pain is real. It hits hard. It shakes your core and makes you question everything. It breaks you down. It knocks you to the ground. But here's what most people don't understand. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is not a burden you're meant to carry forever. Pain is fuel, it's fire, it's the energy that, if you learn how to use it, will propel you farther than you ever dreamed. See, society has taught us to fear pain, to avoid it at all costs. We're conditioned to believe pain means weakness, that if we admit to hurt or struggle, we're less than. But that's a lie. Pain is not a sign you're failing. Pain is a sign you're human. It's a sign you're alive. It's a sign that you're moving. You can't grow without it. You can't break through without it. Let me tell you something you probably already know deep down, but might be afraid to admit. Every great success story is built on a mountain of pain. Every champion, every legend, every icon. None of them reached their peak by cruising in comfort. They reached it by pushing through their pain, by using that pain as a catalyst to drive them harder. They turned their scars into strength. Pain reminds you that something matters. Pain is your body and mind's way of saying, this is important. Whether it's the pain of loss, failure, rejection, or heartbreak, it means you dared to care. It means you took a risk. Pain is the signal that you're on a path that challenges you. Because if you're not challenged, you're not growing. So many people run from pain. They numb it with distractions, they hide it behind smiles, they bury it under excuses. But you can't run forever. Pain doesn't disappear when you ignore it. It only gets stronger, heavier, more toxic. It weighs down your soul until you feel stuck, frozen, hopeless. But here's the secret that separates the winners from the quitters. Winners don't let pain crush them. They don't let it paralyze them. They take that pain, grab hold of it, and use it as fuel. Fuel to get up early, fuel to work harder, fuel to fight longer, fuel to outlast everyone who doubted them. Pain creates focus. When you're hurting, distractions fall away. You stop chasing the easy road and start searching for the solution. Pain sharpens your mind and hones your determination. It forces you to look inside and find the strength you didn't know you had. It pushes you past limits you thought were unbreakable. Think about it. Have you ever accomplished something great without sacrifice, without struggle, without pain? The truth is, pain is the price of progress. If you want a life that's different, a life that's better, you have to be willing to endure what others won't. You have to be willing to sit in the discomfort, to wrestle with the struggle, to face your fears head on. Pain is the raw material of transformation. It's the furnace where weak souls are forged into warriors. You don't get stronger by avoiding the fire. You get stronger by walking through it. Every tear, every failure, every broken promise, every heartache, it's all a brick in the foundation of your comeback. You can look at your pain as a burden, a chain that holds you back, or you can look at it as a weapon that gives you power when you wield it right. It's the fuel in your tank when your body is screaming to stop. It's the voice inside that says, keep going. It's the reminder that quitting is not an option. Pain also teaches humility. It strips away the ego, the arrogance, the false sense of control. It shows you what you're made of when everything else is taken away. Pain humbles you, but it doesn't have to defeat you. If anything, it can make you wiser, tougher, more compassionate. It opens your eyes to what truly matters, but here's the challenge. Pain only becomes fuel if you decide to use it that way. Pain itself is neutral. It's your choice whether it crushes you or propels you. You can let it make you bitter, angry, resentful, or you can let it make you hungry, focused, unstoppable. If you want to turn your pain into fuel, you have to change your mindset. You have to stop seeing pain as something to escape and start seeing it as something to embrace. You have to tell yourself, this pain will not break me. This pain will make me. When you're in the middle of the storm, it's hard to believe that pain can be good. It feels like the end of the world, but it's not. It's the beginning of your transformation, your rise, your legacy. Pain will come to everyone. No one is exempt, but not everyone becomes a warrior. Not everyone uses their pain to fuel their fire. That's the difference. So next time you feel broken, remember this. You are not broken. You are being built. You are being prepared. Your pain is your power source. Your struggle is your strength. Your hardship is your history in the making. Stop running from your pain. Stop hiding it. Stop fearing it. Instead, lean into it. Use it. Harness it. Let it ignite the fire inside you that will burn brighter than anything trying to put you out. Because in the end, pain is not your burden. It's your fuel, and when you learn to run on that fuel, there's no stopping you. There's a powerful lesson that too many people miss. Your transformation should be louder than your problems. You have a story that nobody else can tell, a journey that's uniquely yours. But here's the catch: nobody's interested in hearing how many times you stumbled, how many times you failed, or how hard life knocked you down. What truly matters, what moves the needle, what changes minds and opens doors, is the story of how you rose, how you fought back, how you refused to stay broken. That's the story worth sharing. That's the story that demands attention. We live in a world where it's easy to get caught up in the struggle. It's easy to focus on what's wrong, on what's missing, on what's broken. It's natural to want to explain why you haven't made it yet, to justify your setbacks, to ask for sympathy. But here's the truth nobody wants to tell you. Talking about your problems won't fix them. Complaining won't change your reality. The only thing that will change your life is the transformation you create. When you focus on your transformation, you flip the script. Instead of being the victim of your circumstances, you become the hero of your story. You become the person who took the pain and used it as a weapon. The person who didn't let failure define them but defined failure instead. The person who didn't just survive, who thrived. Transformation is about action. It's about the choices you make when no one is watching. It's about the late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices you make when you could have chosen comfort instead. It's about showing up for yourself again and again, even when you don't feel like it. When you let your transformation speak louder than your problems, you stop giving energy to the setbacks and start investing in the comeback. Think about it. Every successful person you admire has a past filled with obstacles. But what you see on the surface isn't their problems, it's their progress. It's the evidence that they refused to stay stuck. They refused to let their past dictate their future. Their transformation became the message, louder than any excuse or complaint. When you dwell on your problems, you give them power. You let them control your story. You make them the headline of your life. But when you focus on your transformation, you take that power back. You become the author of your narrative, not the victim. You create a new headline, a new chapter, a new legacy. Let me be clear, transformation doesn't mean your problems disappear overnight. You will still face challenges. You will still encounter setbacks. But your transformation means you handle those challenges differently. You face them with strength instead of fear, with resilience instead of defeat, with faith instead of doubt. Transformation is also contagious. When you focus on changing yourself, you inspire others to change too. You become a beacon of hope, a walking testament that it's possible to rise above. Your transformation becomes louder than your problems because it speaks to something deeper. A message of possibility, of strength, of victory. The key to letting your transformation speak louder than your problems is humility combined with relentless effort. Humility to acknowledge where you started, to recognize the struggles you faced, but not to be defined by them. And relentless effort to keep pushing, keep growing, keep evolving no matter how tough the journey gets. It's not about boasting or bragging. It's about living a life so full of growth, so rich with progress, that your actions silence the noise of your past. It's about walking into a room and having your presence say more than any explanation ever could. When your transformation is loud enough, it drowns out every whisper of doubt, every echo of failure. So, how do you let your transformation speak louder? You start by committing to growth every single day. You start by turning your pain into purpose. You start by taking consistent steps even when you can't see the whole path. You start by building habits that reflect the person you want to become, not the person you were yesterday. It means being patient with yourself but never complacent. It means understanding that transformation is a process, a marathon, not a sprint. Some days will be harder than others. Some days you'll want to quit. But the key is to keep going, to keep showing up, to keep investing in yourself. And here's the powerful thing. When you do this, when you focus on your transformation, you stop needing validation from others. You stop needing to explain or justify your journey because your life will be proof enough. Your growth will be the loudest voice in the room. People will see your strength, your resilience, your progress, and they will be inspired. They will want to know how you did it, but you won't have to tell them about your problems. They'll see the answer in your transformation. Remember, the world is full of people who complain about what's wrong. But the world is hungry for people who show what's possible. Let your transformation be the beacon. Let it be the message. Let it be the loudest thing you have to say. At the end of the day, your problems are chapters, not the whole book. Your transformation is the story, and it's a story worth telling. Not with words, but with your life. So rise up, fight harder, keep pushing, and let your transformation shout so loud that your problems can't even be heard.